The magic gloves. Pepy was, as we already know, a cheerful, playful, and endlessly curious little girl. She wanted to see everything, touch everything, and know everything. To her, the world was one giant playground, and she felt it was her mission to explore all its diversity, to meet every animal, study every plant, smell every flower, and watch the tiny bees as they danced from blossom to gather sweet honey. She loved watching the little ants toiling from dawn till dusk, carrying food into their tiny underground homes. And oh, how wonderful it was to listen to the chirp of the cricket, the song of the nightingale, and the thunder of a horse racing across a green field. The summer faded, and the golden hues of autumn began to settle in. Mom decided it was time to buy Pepy some gloves, for winter was fast approaching, and those delicate little hands needed protection from the biting cold. They went to the city, to the largest children's clothing store imaginable. And there, my friends, was everything. It was enough to make your head spin, so many beautiful jackets, trousers, scarves, and colorful sweaters. Come, Pepy, Mom said, let's choose the loveliest gloves for your pretty hands. We must keep them safe from the frost. The snow will be here soon, and I know how much you love building snowmen. When they reached the glove section, it was a small miracle in itself. There were so many pairs, bright, colorful, and eye-catching. There were tiny ones for toddlers, and elegant ones in white and black. There were knitted gloves in every color of the rainbow, leather ones, gloves for skiing, and gloves for long winter walks. Pepy was truly overwhelmed by the choice. Is it possible there are so many beautiful gloves? Which ones should I pick? She wondered. She looked through them, tried them on, and was truly in a dilemma. But then, on the very bottom shelf, tucked away in a dark corner and almost invisible, she spotted a pair of plain, gray, old-looking, and worn-out gloves. Who knows how they had ended up there? They were so unattractive that no one even glanced at them, let alone thought of buying them. At that moment, Pepy decided those were the ones she wanted. "Mommy, I want these gloves. They are so beautiful," she said. "What is the matter with you, child?" Mom asked, puzzled. "Those are the ugliest gloves I have ever seen in my life. No one would ever buy them. Look at how drab they are, while all the others are so vibrant. Choose the prettiest pair and leave those where you found them." "I want these or none at all," Pepy said firmly. At that very moment, Pepy saw the good fairy Dawn, who was smiling and winking at her. Pepy was thrilled. She had recognized her dear friend and knew a miracle was about to happen, though she didn't know what kind. Fairy Dawn touched the gray gloves with her magic wand, smiled, and winked at Pepy once more. Pepy smiled and winked back at her old friend. Mom paid for the gloves and, feeling quite annoyed, took them. She felt like throwing them straight into the bin. "I have never seen anyone as stubborn as my daughter," Mom thought. When they got home, Pepy went to her room, locked the door, and pulled the curtains. Even though it was a sunny day outside, a soft twilight filled the room. She pulled the gloves onto her hands and, lo and behold, a miracle. They transformed into the most beautiful gloves in the world. They glittered in 1,000 colors, illuminating the room with their brilliance. Pepy was enchanted. On top of her wardrobe sat her favorite doll. Pepy thought how lovely it would be to reach her, to dress her in her finest gowns, comb her hair, and tidy her face. At that thought, a miracle occurred. Her arm stretched out on its own, reaching all the way to the top of the wardrobe. The gloves gently grasped the doll and placed her softly in Pepy's lap. "Is it possible? It's a real miracle, she thought. Then, in the corner of the room, she saw her friend, Fairy Dawn, smiling again. Pepy realized that everything was possible and that her good fairy would do anything to make sure she enjoyed life and helped those in need. To test this wondrous power, she went out into the yard. An opportunity presented itself immediately. Her restless and beloved kitten had once again climbed to the highest branch of the apple tree and couldn't get down. No sooner had Pepy thought of bringing her to safety than her arms suddenly lengthened to the highest branch. The glove gently took the frightened kitten and lowered her to Pepy's feet. She walked to the stream, skipping and humming her favorite song. Suddenly, there was a splash. She saw her kitten struggling in the water. Just as the thought of saving her crossed Pepy's mind, her arm extended, scooped the kitten out, and set her down safely. Then came the river and the girl Lana. Pepy's magical arm reached out to the middle of the river, grabbed Lana, and pulled her to the shore. Then came winter. Pepy had a little sister named Lucy. She slipped and went tumbling down toward the stream. Pepy's magical hand shot out like an arrow, caught Lucy, and saved her. When night fell, tired but happy, Pepy and her little sister Lucy tucked themselves into their warm beds. Their mother stroked their hair, kissed them, and thought, "My little angels. Mischievous, but so very sweet and dear."